Turning in on Moore's Road again. This is December the 1st, 2009. 10:49 in the morning. Dr. Myra Crawford.
Smell that. Oh. Oh. Take that. Yeah, I can smell that.
I wanted y'all's initial reaction on film when you get out of your cars.
Ooh, take a deep breath.
I smelled it when we first pulled up.
Stinks pretty good, huh?
Not pleasant.
Fellas from United Mountain Defense preparing for a pH test of the lagoon.
What are you looking at there? The bubble?
When y'all get time, just come on up.
Okay.
My wife was 2.5, 3 liters. Now it wound just as high as it'll go. And, you know, she can't breathe.
How long has she been on oxygen?
Oh, several years, but nothing,
Nothing like that.
Right. But the funny thing about it, we can leave here, let her get out in the fresh air, out in the fresh air, and she start breathing without her oxygen bottle.
Could be that's causing these problems, but it's really difficult to breathe now.
You're checking your oxygen levels, your O2 saturation?
No, I'm not.
You don't check it? They don't give you a monitor to check?
No, I don't have one.
Okay.
You say this is COPD?
Mm-hmm. How long have you had it, Miss Wright?
In '99, my oxygen left my blood. See, I was a smoker, and I stopped smoking then, and I got so sick I had to. And been having these problems ever since, the breathing problem, but I was doing fine until they started dumping. So.
Well, they're saying that the only time the odor is bad is when they're dumping out of the trucks. How many trucks are y'all seeing a day?
That was 14 yesterday, 14 or either 15
It's a lot
yesterday.
of them.
I'm going to call them a lie there. I'm going to call them a bald-faced lie. Because last night when I had the city council, 2 of the members of the city council down here, there wasn't no trucks dumping. And you could not stay down there. There's no way that you could stay down there where they're saying.
Let me ask you, can you prove that stuff is running into that creek down there, Rice Creek? It is running in it.
We've got samples. I haven't got the results back from the samples yet, but we have taken into pipe samples where it's going into the creek, and then I went downstream far enough for it to have mixed to see what the total concentration is. So when I get those water samples back from the creek, then we'll know more or less what the impact of the Cahaba River is. Okay. But right down here at the head of this pond, there's an open manhole that has sewage running out of it across the ground that is most definitely getting into Cahaba River. I mean, it's getting into Rice Creek.
Well, Rice Creek does eventually empty into the Cahaba.
Right.
Now, orient me, where is Rice Creek from where
It's
we
right down here.
Right.
So that little creek you passed.
Oh, the one we passed, okay.
You came over it.
All right.
And it runs back down through there.
Runs right behind the lagoon, all the way around it.
I mean, there's a few birds around here, but nothing like we used to have. This summer, her friend down there called her and says, it's nice to sit out here and hear the birds chirp. You know, and Kevin told her, says, I don't hear no birds. We ain't got none. And didn't think nothing about this. Honestly, we didn't even think of anything about this whatsoever. But the deeper I dig into this stuff, the more I'm determined it's getting rid of our wildlife, and it's going to get rid of. I have killed some, shown up big
I don't know how many he's killed, but
cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so cottonmouths don't generally leave their territory.
Copperheads and rattlesnakes, all three of the poisonous. Used to, we didn't have that. We just had the king snakes, and then they disappeared.
So you think they're leaving that bottom down
He
there?
does. I don't know what they're doing, but we've never had one in our yard.
The turtles,
for 40 years.
the turtles used to be just covered on top of that lake. You know, on top of that down there. You don't see them.
There's
there.
no turtles there.
There's no turtles there.
Turtles are gone from the lagoon, okay?
Turtles left.
All right. And then
'Cause
when
it
me
was
and her
one
come
in the
back
yard,
from fishing,
our
they used to have
dog
this bass
treed.
boat. And I'd just pull up out there and I'd take my fish, throw it over in there. And from time to time you could see them fish turning, you know. Which, you know, I doubt if they're in there now. But that's what we'd throw the fish in there.
Do you see any deer around here?
We used to have deer come out here by the glory. We couldn't even hardly come down this street without seeing them. Had to be very careful about running into them. This year, nothing. I mean,
And look at the foam.
Ooh, I can smell it already.
That truck, I don't know what his total capacity is, but that truck right there hauls several thousand gallons of leachate. 21 of those ran on Thanksgiving Day. That's almost continuously all day long. Your wastewater treatment man said that the only time the smell is bad is when they're offloading trucks. Well, if they're offloading 21 trucks in a day, that's all day. That's not even gray today, it's black. The water, look at it on the aerator out there. Mr. Fike told us that last year before last, there were turtles in this water. There used to be fish in this water. He brought fish when he'd go fishing. He'd throw live fish out in there, and they'd live.
Everything dead in there?
There ain't nothing alive in there now but bacteria.
Start out with first of all, I started out with 2 tanker trucks. It was black,
little black bobtail truck.
Yeah, little bobtail tanker trucks. Then this one big tanker truck started coming. One long 18-wheeler tanker truck. He was coming like 3 or 4 times a day. So when I stopped him one day, he was coming up here, and I stopped him right here one day I was at work. I asked him what was he carrying. He said he was carrying the water off the coal ash. I said, well, this stuff is very stinky. I said, it's polluting the air. I said, then we can smell it real loud.
Before any truck came, was this odor the same?
It wasn't like this, but we could smell it. It was an odor, but it wasn't like this.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It has intensified
It has an
now.
odor, but it wasn't nothing like this.
Okay.
But this here's got bad now.
After then, it started like, I noticed they would add more trucks because of black. Okay, first white guy, he was coming 2 or 3 times then. This white guy started coming driving a soda truck. Now I know they got 2 soda trucks that I noticed, and they got 2 other trucks because I was writing the numbers down to make sure I wasn't looking at the same trucks. And I know they come here at 15, 20 times a day around here, dumping that stuff. That's a lot to dump.
Have you been feeling lightheaded or anything as a result of
I have
this?
headaches, yeah. I went down and my throat, I can't get my throat cleared up. I constantly call. But I went down there yesterday and sit down there. He was down there putting some stuff in there.
Hear a voice.
I went down yesterday and sit there, and I just watched him put it. And I don't know why it was foaming.
Yeah, I see it.
I don't know what caused that. I mean,
what the aerator was going on there.
yeah, and it was just foaming. I ain't never saw that to do that before. But Ernie was when I got out of work Wednesday afternoon.
But is this the same odor you were smelling before they started putting this lease in?
No, it wasn't nothing like this. It wasn't. It had a little smell. Like I said, when we first moved, that was down there, but it was basically come from the water thing down there. And it had a little odor like in the summertime when it get real hot, you can smell it. But this smell here, like I was saying last week when Ernie when I got out of work, I got home, Ernie was sitting on the step, and that's him. You to do that. And I'm like, what's going on? He said, I was down in the carport doing some work in the carport, and he said, I couldn't breathe. He said, I had to come from down there. He said, because that smell just came up and just stayed there. He said, I almost choked him. He said, just cut his breath out. He had to come up to sit on the step just to breathe.